Hi everyone and welcome back to Saturn's Secrets. Today we're discussing the new moon in Pisces happening on the 2nd of March 2022 and what it means for your zodiac sign. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're discussing the new moon happening in the magical and ethereal sign of Pisces on the 2nd of March 2022 and what it means for your zodiac sign. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for regular updates on what the stars have in store for you. This new moon is a magical one. It is in the sign of Pisces, which is spiritual, it's ethereal, it rules unconditional love, it rules the consciousness, the universe. It is very magical, especially if you're into spirituality, a connection to the divine. And this new moon has a lot of auspicious energy, and I mean a lot, because it is going to be sextile Uranus, and Uranus rules surprises. It also rules changes, and it rules the future. The sextile energy is very supportive, so we have this beautiful supportive energy between new beginnings and change, new beginnings and surprise. Not only that, this new moon is going to be conjunct Jupiter, also in the sign of Pisces, bringing a lot of luck and a lot of magic and a lot of blessing to this new moon in Pisces. If you're not familiar with the process of a new moon, it is when the sun and the moon are conjunct in the same sign. And this is a very fertile ground for new beginnings. Depending on how the new moon makes aspects to other planets, you can see what type of new beginnings are in place and how these are going to play out. This is a wonderful new moon to begin something new, especially if it is rooted in unconditional love, rooted in spiritual feelings, rooted in spirituality, and rooted in healing and also authenticity, because we do have some other energy going on the next day with Venus, Mars and Pluto all conjunct in the sign of Capricorn, which is very significant as well. So this new moon is particularly important. So let's get into the themes of the new moon in Pisces. When we have a new moon in Pisces, this is a wonderful time to commit to any spiritual or healing practices. So this could be that you decide you want to try Reiki healing. Now with the link to Jupiter, it could be you want to learn Reiki healing, you want to learn some form of spiritual practice, you maybe want to start dabbling in tarot cards, you maybe want to start going to church, you maybe want to start meditating every day. What you decide to do spiritually around this time will be very expansive with Jupiter there, and it will also help you change what it is that you want to change with the sextile to Uranus. The new moon in Pisces is also a wonderful time to forgive and to let go, because what you forgive and let go around this time is really rooted in unconditional love and healing. Now, this isn't to say that you necessarily have to forego someone who's done something to you. It's more so letting go of carrying the burden yourself, letting go of carrying this burden, this pain, maybe even this trauma from a past experience linked to somebody else, or maybe even linked to your own decision. There's a funny thing that happens with Piscean energy, particularly when the moon is in Pisces. And when the moon is in Pisces and it's conjunct Jupiter and it's conjunct Neptune, you may find that in the next month or so, particularly as we're leading up to that beautiful conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune, which hasn't happened since the 1800s, a lot of people might find that they're finally able to let go of some resentment, they're finally able to let go of some burden that has been plaguing them for a long time, and that it feels very much like a catharsis. Pisces is associated with water, so it's almost like a baptism. It's almost being baptized by this healing, cleansing water into a new way of life, a new way of existing. So for a lot of people, this is going to be forgiveness of the self or forgiveness of somebody else. And by that note, of course, this can also mean that people reconcile with someone they've been at odds with, or reconcile with someone that they have had harsh words with or haven't forgiven. And that doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, by the way. It could be that it is in friendship or in family, but there is a strong degree of healing and forgiveness and letting go with this. And with that comes opportunities with Jupiter and a future being created that you're maybe more enthusiastic about with Uranus. With this being in the sign of Pisces and Pisces ruling the hidden, it is also entirely possible that if you have been working on something behind the scenes, or there is something that you would really like to work on, but you don't necessarily want all eyes on you while you do it, this is a wonderful time to start something hidden. Now, I don't mean that in a way that is deceptive. I mean that if you want to do something really important to you, you know, because Pisces is giving this sense of creativity as well. Maybe you want to create something, maybe you want to try a new hobby, maybe you want to try a new pursuit, or you want to go down a different spiritual path, and you do fear the judgment of other people or the prying eyes of other people, or just being knocked off track by other people's opinions. This new moon is a wonderful time to start something private, to start something hidden. With Jupiter there, as I say, these projects, these endeavors are going to be very benefic to you. They're going to gain a lot of joy, a lot of momentum, and a lot of opportunity. So if you do want to start something behind the scenes, you don't necessarily need other people's approval. You don't necessarily need other people to gather behind you for this. You can benefit just as much by doing something behind the scenes at this time, particularly in the next 2 weeks. So if you want to start writing something, if you want to start a hobby but you don't want people to judge you, wonderful time to take up something that is more private, that is more hidden, and that is just for you. As I say, it could be something spiritual. Maybe you have a family that follows a particular faith and you're not necessarily resonating with that anymore. You want to start looking into something new. You can do that in private at this time in a way that's very expansive for your soul. The very next day we have Venus, Mars and Pluto all line up in Capricorn. The Venus-Mars conjunction in Capricorn is not the final conjunction between Mars and Venus this year. It is in March going to be joining up in Capricorn. Again, both Venus and Mars are going to be joining up in Aquarius, forgive me, in March. So there is going to be an ongoing energy of alignment between these two planets. They are the cosmic lovers of the zodiac. And so with Pluto in the mix, Pluto being transformation, Pluto being rebirth, it's possible for a lot of people that their romantic life, especially if you have Venus and Mars in a relationship house or a romantic house, you know, if Capricorn is your 5th house or your 7th house, for example, it is very likely you're going through some sort of rebirth or deep transformational change in your relationships. For some people that could be exiting a relationship, for some people that could be entering one that is incredibly authentic to who you are. But the key word here is authenticity when we have Pluto in the mix. And what's Pluto looking at in terms of authenticity in Capricorn? The long-term goals, commitment, what it is that you want to do together as a union. So for a lot of people, this could actually be, and again, I don't want to annoy people because it's something that gets overused so much in the tarot and astrology community, it can actually be reconciliation. Now, this can be reconciliation within an existing relationship where there has been friction or trouble. It doesn't have to be someone from the past, albeit it could be, because we did have Venus retrograde. But it can actually be aligning in relationships that in a way that is reconciliation based. So aligning with your partner on the future, aligning with your partner on what it is that you want to do in terms of commitment, aligning with your partner in terms of what you want the relationship to look like, maybe even in business, maybe aligning your views together for the focus of a company, for the focus of your business, your professional goals and pursuits. There's a lot of alignment happening here. And then of course with Pluto being there where things are not aligned, especially in terms of work or in terms of power dynamics in the relationship, Pluto can also change that in a way that is severance with Mars there. But it is more likely for most people that this particular connection is going to be a sense of things are lining up in your life wherever Capricorn is. And we will get into that for the individual zodiac signs, but where Capricorn is in your chart, there are going to be ideas for the future that become really very clear with that Capricorn energy and authenticity, as I say, with Pluto and Mars in the mix, what is authentic to your relationships in general. So that lining up there is going to be very significant because it is, you know, Mars, Venus and Pluto lining up like that together is quite rare. And then Venus and Mars are going to align again in the sign of Aquarius, but we will get into that a little bit later. In the video process. We're going to get into that in the March videos. So there is going to be a lot of things happening for each individual zodiac sign. I'm going to do timestamps listed below. Please watch your sun, moon and rising. Each sign also has tarot cards, and for this new moon in particular I am going to draw a tarot card to get the overall theme. Okay, so I am going to be doing a tarot card for this new moon in Pisces. Let me know what you're excited about for this new moon in Pisces, where it's falling in your chart, if it's touching any of your planets. any of your placements or any of your angles in your birth chart, because this can be very significant for you, especially if it's happening in the sign of Pisces. So if we're looking at maybe, I'd say 8 to 16 degrees of Pisces, anywhere in there, you could be feeling a significant shift, a significant change. For me, this is all happening on my ascendant line. So we will see what happens. I think Judgment came out there. Judgment. I love that Pluto finds its way into this particular video, because Pluto is going to be connecting to Venus and Mars. This is going to be a lot of truth. I think a lot of spiritual truth. I think a lot of intuitive truth, because Neptune in the mix can bring a little bit of delusion sometimes. Neptune can bring a little bit of illusion. And I think with Judgment, this is about following your intuition. An intuition you can't ignore. There's going to be a lot of dreams surrounding premonition around this time. Your dream state is really going to be speaking to you. You're going to feel things in your gut, even if you don't necessarily resonate with being very intuitive, or you feel like you're not necessarily as tuned in and tapped in as you'd like to be. This is a time when the feelings really can't be ignored, and especially with Pluto in the mix conjunct Venus and Mars, you are going to be thinking more about what is authentic to you in your gut, in your soul, in your bones. Which is Capricorn. So you're going to be feeling at this time very aware of what it is that you need to know. And a lot of clarity could be coming to you from different forms, such as serendipity, such as angel numbers, such as signs, such as tarot readings. It doesn't necessarily have to be the answers are direct, but you're more likely to pick them up around this time. So that's what I have for the new moon in Pisces. Your timestamps are listed below. As usual, check your rising sign for the astrology, your moon sign for your emotional life, your sun sign for how things are playing out for you in your day-to-day life. It's very likely that you could pick up something for all three, because I am going to be doing tarot cards for each of the signs as well. So do enjoy, and I will see you soon. Bye. Hi Aries, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to your new moon in Pisces forecast. Aries, this is happening in your 12th house. The 12th house is to do with rest and retreat. It is to do with healing. It is to do with your consciousness. It's to do with your inner world that nobody sees necessarily, the things that you do in private. This is a time when you might start a new private project. You might have a new interest. You might have something you would really like to look into, but you don't necessarily want other people to know. And this is a good time to start this. Again, I don't mean that this is based in deceit. I don't mean that it's based in you doing something untoward in your private life. What it can mean is that you decide that you actually want to see a therapist. You actually want to work on something that has plagued you, or you're having recurring dreams that you really want to understand. You start learning about dream analysis. Maybe some of you start getting more interested in spirituality or astrology, or something that just you maybe don't feel like the people around you necessarily would understand. This is a wonderful time for you to start something for yourself in private. It's also a wonderful time to just figure out what you're doing with your alone time and whether it's good for your mental health or not. This is going to be forming a sextile to Uranus, and this means that the inner work that you're doing for yourself, maybe it is seeing a therapist, maybe it's journaling, maybe it's emotional freedom technique. All of that stuff is going to benefit your confidence, your money, your self-esteem, and your values. So please don't disregard any urge you have at this time to maybe do some healing, to maybe work through some emotions, or maybe to dive a little deeper into what it is that you're feeling, or what it is that you would like to explore or feel called to intuitively look into, Aries. I think a lot of you could be suffering from anxiety, because we have the anxiety card here, and I think it is about something that you're beginning. So with the Temple Path card, it's to do with the next stage in your life. Maybe you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit scared about the next chapter and what it's going to entail. But Aries, you're being called to trust your intuition. We have the High Priestess here, which is Anne Boleyn, and we also have a look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. So I think for a lot of you, you could for sure feel a little bit overwhelmed about what the next chapter is going to be. Maybe there's something you've been working on behind the scenes. Maybe there's something that you know is coming and you're starting to feel a little bit worried about it, or a little bit anxious about it. Or actually quite simply just excited about it, but you have this stepping into the unknown fear. Now I know that that's not necessarily something that is associated with Aries, which is fear of the unknown. Aries love the adventure, Aries love the bravery and the bravado, but you're being called here to look at the bigger picture intuitively and maybe consider other possibilities. there is this reframing of what if it goes wrong to what if it goes right. You know, there's this negative spiral we can get stuck into where we think, and what if this happens, and it goes in a loop and then it grows and grows and gains this momentum. You could try a positive spiral. Try saying, well, what if it goes right and this happens and I really, you know, this, and have that optimistic Sagittarian energy here with the full moon in Sagittarius. I think a lot of you have a little bit of anxiety about something that's coming, or you just feel an energetic shift about something that's coming, but it's meant for you. This chapter, it's meant for you. It's something that you're going to feel very connected to. You knew it was coming, you had an idea it was coming, and you have to look at the bigger picture and be excited about it rather than so anxious about it, whatever it may be. And this could just be your future. Learning to reframe this anxiety into excitement. So that is what I have for you, Aries. I hope you have a beautiful new moon, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon and Rising. This new moon is happening in your 11th house. Love this for you because this is the wish fulfillment and aspirational sector. So for a lot of you Taurus, with that connection to Jupiter, there is a new beginning here that is going to be very exciting. For a lot of you, it could be a wish comes true within the next 2 weeks. Have to say it. Could be a wish comes true within the next 2 weeks. It doesn't have to be 2 weeks, it can be 6 months. But if you would like something specifically to happen, this is the new moon to set the intention, to journal, to manifest, to do whatever tool it is, or to just get lost in your imagination, the visualization of the thing that you really want. And I mean this sincerely for Taurus rising in particular. If you have Taurus rising, this is the new moon to dream your dreams into reality. It is also sextile Uranus in your first house. There's healing going on with your groups, with the people you associate with, your friendships. This can be a beautiful new beginning in terms of a project with friends, an experience with friends, or just forgiveness of friends from the past. Or people that you associated with in the past that you're no longer connected with. You might suddenly wake up and realize you've forgiven somebody where that has been a particular burden on your psyche. But this is all going to benefit you. This is going to benefit your appearance even. It's going to make you glow. It's going to benefit your goals, your personal presentation, your personal aspirations, Taurus. This new moon is a wonderful one for you. It really, really is. And coupled with the fact we have the North Node in your sign, and it's going to later connect to the Jupiter-Neptune conjunction in your sign, this is really the time to go for gold. New beginnings for you at this time are blessed. New beginnings for you at this time are healing, especially with friends and especially with wishes. So go for gold around this time, Taurus. Your tarot cards were the second chakra, the Devil in reverse, and new moon in Virgo. A lot of you could be dealing with a Virgo or a Capricorn around this time. This is a moment for you, Taurus, to take back your power. The fact that the Devil is in reverse with the second chakra makes me think that a lot of you are going to take back your personal power from something that has not been working for you. And maybe taking back your power is forgiveness of somebody who wronged you, an old friend, or forgiving a situation that didn't work out, or forgiving yourself for not pursuing a goal more diligently, or forgiving yourself for saying something or doing something. With the new moon in Virgo, it could very well be that you've been too hard on yourself, and you have maybe been too hard on yourself in relation to your goals and your work. And this is a new start for you in terms of going after what it is that you want with more optimism, more aspiration, a sense of self in what it is that you do, putting your true self into what it is that you're doing. And by true self, I mean the you that is not inhibited by fears and criticism. That's what I mean by the true you. You as if you were a child again, going for something that you really wanted to do. A time to give rather than take. This is a wonderful new moon to give back to your friends and the people that you love, the people you associate yourself with, who've been very supportive of you, Taurus. So it might be a wonderful time to start something new with a friend where you're contributing to their project, or you're contributing to a project, and you're really putting yourself into this space of connection with others and also collaboration. Now, it very well may be that that comes as a result of being able to forgive and not being so afraid of being taken from as well. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. I hope you have a beautiful new moon. I'm sure you will, and I will talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Gemini, welcome to the new moon in Pisces for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. So Gemini, this new moon for you is happening in your career sector. So it's very likely that a lot of you are beginning a new phase, a new project, a new role in your career in some regard. It could be that you're starting a new tentacle to your octopus business. It is that you're starting a new project within your career. It's that maybe you're having a new beginning in your career. Maybe you're starting a new job. Maybe you're committing to a new goal at this time. It doesn't have to be work related. A new goal, or you're going after a new title. So you're adding something to your reputation. You're adding something to your public life around this time, Gemini, that is going to be significant for you. With the connection to Jupiter, very blessed time to start something new in your career or your public life. Gemini, you're going to come across really very well around this time with the conjunction to Jupiter, especially if you've been doing some inner work in private. So it is going to be sextile Uranus in your 12th house, and for you this means that your public image is going to benefit if you have been doing therapy, if you've been doing healing, if you've been doing something in private. Maybe you've been starting something in private for your business, but anything you've been doing in private and really committing to and really being more open-minded with is going to benefit your public and your career image. Okay, Gemini, so that's what's coming up for you with this new moon. It is a beautiful new moon to start something in terms of your career, and also to feel very good about the way that you come across, to feel very good about the way that you present yourself and the way that you show up to the world. There is a boost in your confidence. You might also be more recognized by authority around this time, so if you're looking for a promotion, this is a wonderful time to plead your case. So Gemini, what I have for you here is the contract card and the adjacent possibilities card and the Hanged Woman, and also a win-win outcast. A win-win outcome is forecast. A lot of you are having to make an important decision around this time in terms of career, or you've been back and forth in something career oriented, or you've been back and forth in something surrounding a Libra person, maybe a sun, moon and rising, and there's a win-win situation forecast for you, Gemini. This could also be legal, so there could be something legal going on for you in the background. But if the door has been open or opportunities are opening surrounding a contract, a lot of you are going to find something really very lucky around this time. You're going to be winning out on something that could be contractual. You're going to be winning out on something that could be career that has maybe been in the pipeline for a long time, or you're going to find yourself with multiple opportunities and you don't know if you're going to pick the right one. You are going to pick the right one, Gemini. That is for sure coming up for you around this time. You might also be getting something overdue in terms of other people's money, thanks to the Venus-Mars-Pluto conjunction in your 8th house. You may also be deciding to reach a new level of intimacy with a relationship. Or as I say, you might be getting something that's due to you financially from somebody else around this time. So that's what I have for you, Gemini, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to the new moon in Pisces segment for your zodiac sign. Cancer, this new moon is happening in your very expansive 9th house. So the 9th house rules travel, it rules religion, it rules higher learning, study. There could be new beginnings in all of these areas for you, Cancer. This could be a time when you're starting a new course. It could be a time when you're starting to learn something that is going to expand your mindset. Maybe it is something religious or something spiritual, something that is going to expand your mindset and likely leave you feeling really very optimistic. There could also be an opportunity for you to travel, to take a trip. You could be planning or booking a trip around this time, and this could actually be with friends or teams, or this could be something that you've wanted to do for a really long time, because it is connected to Uranus in your sector of aspirations, wishes, friendships and teams. So a lot of you Cancerians could be planning a trip or a study opportunity, and you've got the right people around you, or you're going to meet the right people around this time. Great moment for you to be networking, I have to say, Cancer. We also have the lineup of Venus, Mars and Pluto in your partnership sector. If you've recently come out of a partnership or a marriage, it is likely to do with the issue of authenticity. A lot of you could find that what you're looking for in a relationship is shifting dramatically and transforming to a way that actually makes a lot more sense for you. So it's really being particular about the type of partnership you want to be in or belong to. It could also be for a lot of you that you're deciding to get married. It could be for a lot of you you're deciding to make the relationship official around this time, because Pluto can bring that kind of transformation as well. As much as Pluto can bring divorce, it can bring transformations in a way that is more healthy and positive. Transformations that feel more authentic for both partners, or work out the power imbalances and strengthen the union, and maybe also connect at a much deeper level. So maybe getting to know something about your partnership or your marital spouse that you've not known before, which could be particularly true Cancer, for you. So we have nothing is yet set in stone. We have Matilda, Wheel of Fortune, we have Judgment, and we have the Magician and the Mirror. So there's a lot of wish fulfillment energy surrounding this that you can actually work through. With the nothing is yet set in stone and the Magician and the Mirror, I feel like for a lot of you, you have a lot of power here with this new moon to transform what it is that you want to transform. You don't have to take anything as being done for. You have a lot more magic going on here with the Wheel of Fortune and Judgment as well. You sort of have this magical power to change the outcome if you don't like it, or to change the narrative if you don't like it, Cancer. Nothing is yet set in stone, and the Magician means that you have the power of the law of attraction behind you, a manifestation, a divination, to make things work in your favor, provided they are more authentic to you. So providing you're doing it from a place of truth, you really want this thing, you truly want this thing, you have the power to make it happen. It's really quite magical. Whenever we have a new moon that's this lucky and connected to Jupiter, you know, your wish fulfillment sector, the 11th house there, is connected to Jupiter in Pisces, and Jupiter is about wish fulfillment too, Cancer. So don't underestimate yourself in getting something off the ground. It could be in any area. But with Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune, there's a sense of destiny here, but there's also a sense of taking back your power. So I feel like a lot of you are going to be stepping into a new phase that is very authentic to you. And I think for a lot of Cancer risings in particular in the entertainment industry, you might actually have some very interesting truths coming out about them. So that's something to watch out for, Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising. I really love this hand for you because I feel like you're just like, oh no, I don't like this story, I'm going to change it. Very powerful. That is what I have for you, Cancer, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising, and welcome to the new moon in Pisces for your zodiac sign. So Leo, this is happening in your 8th house. Now that is to do with joint resources, joint finances, your partner's money, other people's money, merging. It's to do with intimacy, and it is going to be in a sextile with Uranus in your career sector, authority, your public image, can also be males. With the 10th house, astrologers always differ on that really. It can be males, or some people it can be females. But based on your card, I think it's males. So with this new moon in this sector for you, Leo, it could be that there is a whole new chapter coming in terms of your merges with other people in terms of money. So this could be your partner is actually getting a substantial pay rise. This could be that you're getting a substantial tax rebate. It could be that you're moving into a new business sphere and you're going to be making money as a joint partnership. But really what it is, Leo, it's looking like you're going to be coming into some degree of money, or there is a new financial start that's very blessed for you. This is doubly enhanced with your cards. We do have a conjunction happening between Venus, Mars and Pluto in your 6th house of work. So for a lot of you, your work is becoming more authentic to you at this time in general, both your career and the work that you do day to day. A lot of you are going to be getting very clear on your health and routine goals. So looking after your well-being, what you're eating, what you're doing for exercise and all of that sort of stuff is going to be lining up as well. But with this one, it feels like it's financial, Leo, for the most part. We have the new moon in Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. We have the Fool and we have man holding a coin. I really feel like for you in terms of your financial life, a lot of you are dealing with a male that is going to help you increase your finances, or your finances are going to increase as a result of the money that they're making. You could be gifted some money from a male. You could be finding, you know, it could just come in the form of a letter from, say, like the tax people, and it's a man that signed it or something like this. But I feel like a lot of you are going to be maybe joining your finances with a male, or you're maybe going to be coming into some money from a partner if your partner is male. I think for a lot of you, you're going to be really blessed with a new financial beginning here for you, Leo. It's almost like you're going to be coming into maybe much more substantial wealth for a lot of you. It could really be that you're coming into a lot of money, you're being gifted money, you're beginning a new career in terms of your money that's going to bring you more wealth, more power, more prestige. I really like this for you, especially if you've been concerned about money. I feel like your finances are going to change in a very blessed way, especially because of the Fool card. This is a very new beginning, and I think for a lot of you, you're going to feel really pleased with this, very prosperous, very auspicious, especially with Jupiter there. You know, when Jupiter's going through your 8th house, you can really come into a lot of money at this time from other people, and it doesn't have to be through death. It can be through gifts, it can be through your partner's money, or by investors or something like that. So keep your eye open for the opportunities that come in around this time, Leo. That is what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Virgo, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to the new moon in Pisces for your sign. Virgo, this new moon is happening in your relationship sector of marriage, partnerships, even your business partnerships. But it is going to be forming this lovely sextile energy with Uranus in fellow Earth sign Taurus, which is to do with the 9th house. But we also have this Venus, Mars, Pluto meet up in your 5th house of love, dating, romance, creativity, fertility as well. So for you Virgo, this new moon is very likely bringing a new beginning, a new chapter in your relationship and romantic life in a big way. Marriages, partnerships, some of you could be getting engaged, some of you could be entering a relationship, some of you could meet somebody out of the blue that could be so different. They could be from a different background, a different culture, they could have very different spiritual beliefs. You could meet them traveling, you could meet them at university, you could meet them on a course. Any kind of course. It could even be that you meet them out on the town with the Venus, Mars, Pluto meet up. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's so relationship based. And, you know, for some of you, you're thinking, I don't want anything romantic. It can be business too. It can be business in terms of creativity. It can be business in terms of, you know, education. Maybe it's something to do with a course. Maybe your courses that you're taking are going to benefit your business relationships or something like that. But what I'm saying for you Virgo is that this new moon, it's so benefic with that connection to Jupiter. It really is beautiful. It's a wonderful new moon to get married under or get engaged under. But I also feel like a lot of you are having to let go of your old relationship story. So we have the broken heart and the appreciation card. This is such thank you next energy. You know, appreciation in the broken heart card. It's such thank you next energy. A lot of you are having to forgive a past partner or past relationship, or maybe your partner's shortcomings, and you're turning that forgiveness into appreciation for the lessons, for the experience, and all that sort of stuff. And it's building up a whole new relationship chapter for you with the Lovers card here. I couldn't believe it when the Lovers card came out for you, because I just thought this is so appropriate. We have the full moon in Cancer and the full moon in Gemini. A personal issue reaches resolution. The answers you need are coming. For some of you, as I said before in the beginning, this can be reconciliation with someone. This can be healing a relationship dynamic. This can be an answered prayer in terms of what you've wanted from a relationship. It could come in the form of a Gemini or a Cancer Virgo, but I do feel for a lot of you there is a new chapter, especially if it's with a Gemini. There's a new chapter for you in your relationship life, and it has to require you to forgive and let go of something from the past, or even appreciate the lesson from the past, because it's going to benefit your next chapter in your relationship. So whatever your next chapter in relationships is, Virgo, I do feel like it's very authentic to you with that meetup in Capricorn. It's going to benefit who you are as a person. And it is also going to expand your mindset as well, in a way that makes a lot of sense. You know, it just makes sense to you. So enjoy. This is a wonderful new moon to write down a diary entry of what your ideal person is, you know, any of those manifestation processes, or how you want your relationship to play out. This is a wonderful one for you Virgo, especially Virgo rising. So I hope you enjoy it and take care. Bye. Hi Libra, Sun, Moon and Rising. So Libra, this is happening in your 6th house of well-being. I was going to say wealth there for some reason. I'll get to that in a second. Well-being, health, your mental well-being, feeling good, your fitness. It's also to do with your day-to-day work. It's to do with your pets. This is a blessed new beginning in all these areas. For some of you, maybe you're going to be getting a new pet. For some of you, you're going to be bonding with a pet. For some of you, you're going to be starting a new health kick, a new health chapter that is really going to benefit you at this time, Libra. It could be that you're starting to run, you're starting a new fitness hobby. It could be that you're starting a new job. All of this is supported with the sextile to Uranus. This could be supported by an investor. This could be supported by a sponsor. This could be supported by a relationship. Or your health and well-being could actually be, even your diet, supported by psychology. So for some of you, maybe you're looking to lose weight, or for some of you maybe you're looking to build muscle, or maybe for some of you you're looking to get more active or more healthy, and there's been like a psychological block to your goal. And this could also be a work goal. And this sextile to Uranus is giving you like the psychological answers and the insights. It's going to help you. So for a lot of people, their eating habits, whether it's that they eat too much or too little, or they eat certain types of foods, a lot of it comes back to psychology. I'd say most of it probably comes back to psychology. And this is going to be something that comes into play for you. So it could be that your psychological analysis or the psychological work you're doing at this time really is going to benefit your health and improve your overall well-being at this point, Libra. We also have that meetup between Venus, Mars and Pluto in Capricorn, and for you that is of course to do with your 4th house of home, family, and property matters. So for a lot of you, this is going to be maybe healing your relationships with your family, getting on the same page in terms of property or in terms of family matters, maybe even motherhood, because we have the Empress card here. Your cards, Libra, were Cornucopia, the Empress, and what do you need to release? So I think for a lot of you, this is psychological. You're going to release some psychological block with Uranus there. You're going to release some sort of self-limiting belief or some sort of experience or trapped memory, trapped trauma that is going to open you up to more abundance with the Empress card in Cornucopia. With the sextile to Uranus, some of you could be coming into some money. You could have an investor, particularly a female. You could be coming into some money. Someone at work could be recognizing you for the great job that you've done. Females could be particularly benefic to you at this time. There could also be a strong focus on the mother or your relationship with your mother around this time. There could be some healing or bonding going on there. But I do feel for a lot of you as well that this could be that you maybe release something psychological that actually opens you up to a lot of new things. Maybe opens you up to the idea of a new job. It maybe opens you up to the idea of motherhood. It maybe opens you up to the idea of, you know, I could do a bit better for myself financially. Whatever it is that you're releasing block-wise is going to benefit your day-to-day work and your health in particular, Libra. So do pay attention to that. I feel like something is going to be released in terms of, you know, your psychology that is going to benefit your health and well-being all together. So that's what I have for you, Libra. I hope you have a beautiful new moon and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Rising Scorpio. This is your new moon in Pisces forecast. So Scorpio, this is happening in your 5th house. There is a Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Neptune conjunction in your 5th house of true love, of romance, of dating, of creativity, of fertility, of play and of joy. And this is a beautiful place to have such a meetup. Scorpio, this is a lot of fun for you. For a lot of you, this could be bringing in a new romance. This could be bringing in a new romantic opportunity. You could be asked out on a lot of dates. What's lovely about this as well is that even if you're in a relationship, it could bring more romance and also creating something together at this time. So it is going to be sextile Uranus in your partnership sector, meaning that there is a great deal of support there. There's a lot of support. So maybe you and your partner are starting to create something together, an artistic project or something like this. Maybe you're bringing more love and romance, and it could be in a lot of relationships, Scorpio, you could be falling in love all over again with your relationship. Or it could be that somebody comes in out of the blue that really sweeps you off your feet at the same time as well, Scorpio. We have the meetup between Venus, Mars and Pluto, your ruler. Mars and Pluto are both your rulers, and it's all meeting up in your 3rd house of communication. So there could be a very important conversation around this time. There could be a big breakthrough in terms of communication in your love life, in your romantic life, in your partnership or in your marriage. This could also be a breakthrough surrounding a sibling or a neighbour if you've been having difficulties with those areas, or it can be a very close friend, but there could be a big breakthrough coming in communication, Scorpio. Your cards really reflected this. We have caring connections, we have bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius, and we have the Chariot card. Now the Chariot card came up for you in the new moon in Aquarius video as well. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising, or it could be to do with your car, because the 3rd house is also to do with vehicles and short distance travel. Some of you could be taking a very romantic trip or a very significant trip around this time with a partner. It could be short distance, maybe within the country, maybe by car, maybe by coach, maybe by boat, something like this. You could be taking a very significant trip with a partner, or it's a lovely time to do so, to inject some more romance into the situation. But I also feel for a lot of you that you and a partner are driving forward in your relationship. You know, with the Chariot, it's all about moving forward towards a goal. And I think a lot of you are doing this full steam ahead with a partner and bringing more love and care into the situation. Or if it's a new relationship coming in, it could be that the relationship is moving in a very clear direction. You know, there's not much room for confusion or something like this. Also, a lot of you could be getting a new car, or there could be something positive surrounding a vehicle around this time as well, Scorpio. But bringing more love and collaboration into the relationship that you're in, or the relationship you're going into, it's going to be a lot of fun for you. So I really like this one, Scorpio. Have a beautiful new moon and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Sagittarius, Sun, Moon and Rising, welcome to your forecast. Sagittarius, this new moon is happening conjunct your ruler in your 4th house of home, family, private matters to do with the mother. So there could be some new beginning in this area. It could be to do with forgiveness. Maybe there's some forgiveness happening in a family dynamic. Maybe there is a new house on the horizon. Maybe you're moving. Maybe there is going to be a new addition to your family, Sagittarius. And it's really blessing this area for you. So if things have been particularly rough in this area, it is bringing more blessings to your home and your family life. They are going to improve. And there may be forgiveness involved in this in this, whatever it is that is improving. There could be forgiveness linked to it, and also unconditional love. So there seems to be a beautiful new beginning happening for you, Sagittarius, in your home and your family life or your private life in general. And it is supported by your health. It is supported by your habits. And it's also connected to your pets. So for a lot of you, with Uranus being in your 6th house, sextiling this new moon, there is the potential that you may be forgiving someone in your family, or maybe working something out with a family member, or changing your home is going to support your health and vice versa. It might be that you're going to be feeling like maybe you had a physical symptom that was to do with anxiety of being out of sorts with something in your home, or it might be that you're realizing that you need to feng shui your home. Maybe the energy's not been right and you change it and you feel like these blocks are lifted. I remember one time, whenever I realized that things were kind of stagnant in my life, I started decluttering my space, and I remember all these opportunities and invitations suddenly started coming in very quickly after. So for some of you, it could be decluttering and changing your space to move the energy around, and this is going to support your well-being and even your work life, Sagittarius. We do have a meet up in your money sector as well, with Venus, Mars and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn, meaning that in terms of finances, things are starting to become very clear. What's working is going to work really well. What's not working is going to have to go. So your oracle cards: Man holding a heart, we have the Hermit, we have Justice, and we have You Are Good Enough, Full Moon in Virgo. Some of you are dealing with a Virgo or a Libra person. But what I'm seeing for you, Sagittarius, is that for some of you, in a relationship, especially if you live with your partner, in a relationship, a lot of you are going to have to get a little bit more comfortable with accepting love, or knowing that you're good enough for the person that you're with. Maybe there's some sort of childhood issue with this new moon that needs to be healed so that you can accept the love that you deserve, especially if it's with a Virgo. But I do feel for a lot of you, this message is very clear. You're good enough for love. And maybe for some of you, if you've just gotten engaged or you're getting married and you're starting to doubt, will I be a good spouse, or am I ever going to find love again? Am I good enough for love? Or maybe relationships haven't lasted. Or maybe you're asking with Justice here, should I remarry, or does that make me, maybe you've a preconceived notion of what that would mean. The cards are all saying you're good enough for what it is that you want in your love life. So I do think for a lot of you, you're going to have to maybe bring up your self-esteem to meet what someone else thinks of you. So maybe someone else holds you in really high regard, and you're going to have to up your self-esteem to match that, because it seems like someone's very fond of you, Sagittarius, especially if you're single. I do think a Virgo or a Libra might have a little bit of a crush on you. It might be quite private with the Hermit card. If you're in a relationship, some problems might go back to some self-esteem issues, either with yourself or your partner. But I do feel like with the Justice card, things are going to start to even out around this time. So if you have felt a little bit like your home and family matters haven't been equal, or your relationships haven't been equal, I do think for a lot of you, it's going to start to even out a little bit. But there's a lot of blessings coming to your home life, Sagittarius, this season for sure. So that's what I have for you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to the new moon in Pisces forecast for your sign. So Capricorn, this new moon in Pisces is happening in your 3rd house. Now that's to do with your mind, your thinking. It's to do with your social activity. It can be to do with your siblings and your neighbors. There's a new beginning happening here that might require some forgiveness or some healing, particularly with a sibling. So if you have been having difficulties with a sibling, or a challenge for a long time, or you've not been speaking, there could be a bit of forgiveness there. There could be an opening of healing and support between you and a sibling, or maybe even you and a neighbor, or a very close friend, Capricorn. There's a new beginning, a new way of thinking and a new way of interacting happening for you. Your mindset and your thinking in general is supported by your romantic life. So this new moon is going to be sextiling Uranus in your 5th house. Now, For some of you, that could be news of a pregnancy for yourself or for someone in your life, or news of a birth around this time. For others of you, it can be the birth of a creative project or something you've been working on, and that doesn't have to be, you know, the next big musical masterpiece or anything like that. It certainly can be, I have to say, for some of you, but it can be that something you've been working on that's been really cathartic for you, really exciting for you. Maybe you've been designing something, maybe you've been redesigning, or maybe you've been creating, or maybe you have been working on something very significant to yourself, or you wanted to try a new hobby. Wonderful time to try a new hobby, especially with a sibling. So maybe bonding with a sibling, trying a class, trying a new project, something creative with a sibling or a neighbor is going to be a key theme for you. Or maybe in your romantic relationship, you're opening up the communication in a way that is conducive to healing, forgiveness, and transcendence of any issues that are going on around this time. Some of you might also hear from somebody romantically interested in you as well. There is that meetup between Venus, Mars, and Capricorn, and Pluto in Capricorn in your first house, bringing a lot of personal transformation, figuring out your goals, figuring out your wants, your needs, changing who you are at a cellular level, and really bracing you for the next chapter in your life, Capricorn. We have the Sun, the Magician, and the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. I think for a lot of you that have gone through a dark period or some particular difficulties, I think a lot of people did in the first couple of months of 2022. A lot of the retrogrades were happening in your sign. So a lot of you could have really been going through it with personal issues or personal experiences that have maybe been quite tough for you. And this new moon is heralding a new beginning, a new mindset, a new magic. With the Sun and the Magician, as I say, you could be manifesting something for yourself that you've really wanted for some time. The Sun's very fertile, it's very creative, so it could be creativity. It could be, as I say, for a lot of you it could be a pregnancy, for a lot of you it could be news of a birth. But with the Magician and the Sun, I do feel like this new moon is bringing something very positive to your mental health, or bringing something very positive into your life that you've maybe been thinking about. You know, your process of manifestation with this new moon, if you're setting intentions, is by mental clarity, by affirmation and repetition with your mindset. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Aquarius, Sun, Moon and Rising. This new moon in Pisces is happening in your second house of money, of income, of confidence and of values. New beginning in this area. There is going to be a new beginning in terms of your self-worth, your self-confidence, and this is going to maybe require some forgiveness. Now this forgiveness could be to do with your financial habits, or forgiving yourself for selling yourself short in the past. Whatever this is, Aquarius, there's a blessed new beginning in terms of your money. It's very likely for a lot of you, money could be flowing in large quantities. This is conjunct Jupiter. So some of you could be finding your finances increasing. Some of you could also be investing more money into your home, into your space, into feng shui. You could be getting lucky items like more crystals, or more artifacts that make you feel connected to luck and abundance around this time, Aquarius. This is going to be sextiling Uranus in Taurus, meaning that your home and family life are going to benefit. So it could be that you are, as I say, shifting things around and changing the energy in your home, or investing in more items for your home space that make you feel lucky, that make you feel blessed. And it could also be that your increase in confidence and healing is going to benefit your family life and your home life. There is a meetup between Venus, Mars and Pluto the next day in your 12th house. I do feel like a lot of you are absolutely changing at a cellular level. You're really healing, you're spiritually upgrading. And your cards reflect this too. We have full moon, surrender to the divine. We have the Hierophant, and we have Archangel Raphael, the 4th chakra, which is your heart space. I think for a lot of you, with the Hierophant and the full moon, surrender to the divine, a lot of you are getting a lot of spiritual clarity, your belief system, your connection to the divine, serendipity, manifestation, fated events. A lot of it feels like, Aquarius, all you have to do around this time is let it flow, like let it go and let it flow. There feels like an element of surrender, just letting the things come to you. I don't think this is a new moon where you necessarily have to act very much for things to come to you. I also think for a lot of you, you're very likely, if you're working in spirituality or anything that is a little bit more 12th house related, maybe you're a doctor, a nurse, maybe you're a healer, maybe you do something in private, or work in an institution of some kind. It could be that you are a mentor to somebody, or a lot of you are going to be teaching or becoming mentors to people that really look up to you. If you are some kind of teacher or some sort of spiritual master, as I say, I do think a lot of you are going to really be in the spotlight around this time for your gifts and your talents as well. This new moon is a wonderful time to increase your money, so perhaps what it is that you're doing for a living is gaining some recognition. If it's spiritual, if it's healing, that sort of thing, it's gaining some recognition, and it's maybe going to increase your finances. But this is a wonderful new moon to set money manifestations. You light a green candle and write abundance in it or something and light it. It's a wonderful new moon to increase your finances, but also increase your confidence, Aquarius. And I think there might be somebody that explains to you or shows you why you should be confident, and it gives you a boost. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising. Welcome to the new moon in your sign. Pisces, this new moon is conjunct the Sun and Jupiter in your sign. It's also loosely conjunct Neptune. Neptune and Jupiter being your ruling planets. Huge new moon for you. And blessed. This is going to bless your appearance. It's going to bless your personality, who you are. It's going to make you more magical, more ethereal. It's going to bless your body. It's going to bless your sense of self, your perspective of self. A wonderful new time to change your hair, a wonderful new time to invest in new clothes, in new makeup, in new products, in new hobbies, in things that really feel authentic to you. Now it is sextiling Uranus in your 3rd house, meaning that you could be finding you're getting some support from a sibling or a neighbour or a close friend. And speaking of friends, we have that meet up in your friendship sector. You're aligning with more like-minded people. If you've struggled to find friendships that are really authentic to you, they're coming in. And if you're struggling with friendships that aren't authentic to you, they're going out. Pisces, this is a really new beginning for you. And I have to be honest, when I was thinking of this new moon, I was thinking, this is really blessing Pisces. But then I sat with your cards and they seem to be telling me a bit of a different story, and everyone else's were pretty positive from the outset. Yours were sort of giving me different vibes. So I had to sit with them for a bit and figure out what it is. And I went back and redrew them and I understood. So this new moon is so blessed for you. Jupiter in your 1st house is blessing you. You're the star of the show. This is a new beginning for you to be very true to who you are, especially with the 11th house, Pluto and Venus and Mars, to be true to what it is that you want for the future. You know, true to what it is that you want to have. And that sort of change is very intense. You know, that sort of change is, yes, it's really blessed, but you've had Saturn and Jupiter in your 12th house, and then we've just had that 12th house season with the Sun and Saturn in your 12th, making you feel really kind of down, not really making you feel very good. So you might not be feeling this just yet, but you will with the new moon. It's that you're letting go of your old version of yourself. You're kind of letting go of the version of yourself that was maybe traumatized or had really negative patterns, and that can be really hard to adjust. You know, if you're forever slouching and you suddenly have to stand straight, standing straight is going to make you look so much better, standing straight is going to make you feel so much better, but initially it's a bit of an adjustment. And I think that's what you're feeling at the moment, stepping into the most glamorous, beautiful, ethereal, magical manifester that you can be. And I mean manifester really sincerely. Jupiter and also that stellium in the 11th house, you can have anything you want. So you have to get very clear on what it is that you don't want. We have the financial constraints card and the angel of strength, just reminding you, Pisces, that as lovely as it is to get lost in a dream world, practical things do matter, and you need to tend to your finances before you go out and buy everything that fits your new vision. You know, focus on creating prosperity for yourself too. We have the star, we have the world, and step out of your comfort zone. This is the time to embrace who you truly are, Pisces, to embrace what is authentic to you, to embrace what makes you feel most like yourself. And maybe for a lot of you as a chameleon, you've not necessarily been doing that. So it is your time to figure out what it is that you want. With the star and the world card, your wish is the universe command if you only get clear on what that is. This is a wonderful new time to make a vision board for a whole new you. Beautiful time to change your image, beautiful time to be in the spotlight, beautiful time to set personal goals, Pisces. Even if they feel really out of reach, they're not. See that thing that you've always wanted in your life? Why not take a step towards it with this new moon? No better time to do it. And even the energies going into April are supporting that, Pisces. So step out of your comfort zone especially if that means, you know, being a star. Because with so much happening in your 12th house over the last year or so, Pisces, this is a time to get acquainted with the spotlight again, because now you're going into it. It's a wonderful time to be seen. That just might not feel so comfortable at the start. But that is what I have for you, Pisces. I hope you have a beautiful new moon, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.